Breaking within the past few minutes, Spokane Public Schools now recommending pushing back the start of the school year. Right now, they're considering delaying school until September 14th. That's 11 days after the initial start date. The school board will vote on that tonight. They will also formally approve the back-to-school plan to host classes online only. Now, according to a letter sent to parents from August 31st to September 4th, teachers and staff will continue training on safety, social, emotional learning, distance learning, and technology strategies. Then from September 8th to 11th, there will be conferences with teachers or advisors for each student and their family to answer specific questions. Conferences will last 35 to 40 minutes per student. We will be listening into the board meeting tonight, and we'll have updates on KREM 2 and the KREM 2 app, as well as in our later shows.
And the thing about COVID that I have noticed is that you're fine and then you're not.
Scared and fighting for her life. We hear from one woman who battled the coronavirus for 5 weeks. And virtual or not, that's what most parents are wondering for their students as deadlines for options near. We break down what you need to know as you head back to school.
Tonight's weather might feel a little fall-like with temperatures down into the 40s, but summer is far from through as we still easily have 90s in the forecast.
Your whole body was just involved in this overall trembling, shaking that you had no control over. And it was the chills were from the inside out. It was like your bones, everything inside of you was just rattling. My teeth were making sounds, chattering together.
Well, this woman has been fighting COVID-19 for 5 weeks, but tested negative for the virus twice. And good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Regina Ahn.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. The Spokane woman fighting COVID-19 says the past month has been horrifying. She told KREM 2's Amanda Broley she's grateful to be alive today because at one point she didn't think she'd make it.
Lindy, could you tell us how you describe your mom, Leslie?
Oh, man. Can I leave? Yeah. I can shave. Yeah. I think that she is so strong. She is always a go-getter. She does not slow down. She's going 100 miles an hour all the time.
Leslie Larson, a Spokane mom and grandma, slowed down abruptly in June. For 5 weeks, she was on the most terrifying roller coaster of her life, all caused by the coronavirus.
The mask thing was very important to me. I have washable gloves that I was wearing to the grocery store, and I was only going every 1.5 to 2 weeks.
Doctors diagnosed her with COVID-19, but she tested negative twice.
I went upstairs and got in bed, and from that point, it went into spiking fevers, 102.5, body chills that were hard to describe, really. Your whole body was just involved in this overall trembling, shaking that you had no control over.
At times, she hallucinated, sweat profusely, and felt like she had arthritis in every joint.
It was so frightening to think of it that way, that it had a mind of its own. It was like random, but purposeful.
Was there a point where you felt like this is it for me? These are my final days?
Absolutely. I did. I really did. I mean, I remember talking to my husband and we were both in tears.
She went to urgent care with her husband, where they took chest x-rays. This is the first time she tested negative for the virus, but self-isolated anyway.
We were surprised because I was really not feeling well at all.
On July 12th, Leslie took a nap while her husband went out golfing. She woke up 4 hours later in a panic.
I wasn't sure really the first few moments where I even was.
I masked up, but I sat with her for 4 hours and I was terrified to leave her because I didn't know what was coming next.
Following this episode, she tested negative for the virus a second time. She continued to self-isolate, but never went to the hospital. Spokane Regional Health District says COVID-19 patients are considered recovered if they are not hospitalized 28 days after their first symptoms appear. Leslie would meet this criteria, but her symptoms, including constant fatigue, lingered for about 5 weeks. Because of this, some health experts consider Leslie a COVID long hauler.
I am fearful of getting it again.
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Breaking within the past few minutes, Moses Lake police arrested 30-year-old Martin Diaz. He was wanted for questioning after human remains were found in his Quincy home. Police say his family told officers there was a large bag with a foul odor in his bedroom. Inside that bag, officers say they found human remains.
All right, now back to school headlines. We are here to help you navigate through all of those changes happening to schools this coming fall, including new updates from Eastern Washington University. EWU will not hold in-person classes after Thanksgiving break. This will impact students who have courses or a lab approved for in-person instruction, and the school previously announced that it would be resuming most classes online in the fall. Well, after November 25th, anyone who has in-person classes will move to an online format. In-person classes for quarterly courses will run from September 23rd to November 24th. Final exams will be online from December 7th to 10th, and in-person classes for semester courses will run from August 24th to November 20th. And final exams will be online from December 14th to the 17th. Also, changes happening to Liberty Lake schools this fall as well. Students will start the year with a full remote learning, but only for 2 weeks. Starting on that third week, students will transition into a hybrid schedule of in-person and remote. And the first day of school is September 2nd. And when school starts, parents and students will have 3 options for how they will attend those classes. First here, school-paced virtual learning or a hybrid schedule. So this option is for those who want to transition to in-person classes when it's safe to do so. 2, school-paced virtual learning with a preference to stay virtual for the remainder of the entire school year. And then 3, self-paced virtual learning in 4 core subjects. So this option is for those who prefer to stay virtual through the first semester or the entire school year.
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast tonight, Spokane Public Schools will formally approve the back-to-school plan they released to parents last week. Then it's decision time for parents. You have until this Sunday to decide whether you want to enroll your student in a distance learning program for the entire year. As part of KREM 2's commitment to getting you the information you need to know, here is a breakdown of the deadlines and decisions parents need to be aware of.
We are heartbroken and grieving that this is going to be the experience for our students in the fall.
After months of wondering, Spokane Public School students and parents got the answers they needed about what school will actually look like this fall. There will be no Friday night lights, no choir concerts, and no in-person classes to start the year. Instead, students will start the year online, but parents do have a choice to make. If they don't want their children to return to in-person classes, if virus transmission levels drop, they have until this Sunday to register for an entirely online learning program. For kids grades K through 12, that means registering for Spokane Virtual Academy, or kids grades 10 through 12 can also choose On Track Academy. Both online programs are self-paced, so students move at their own speed. There's regularly scheduled interaction with teachers and other students, and a blend of live instruction, group work, and independent activities, plus teacher office hours. They also offer monthly technical support session for parents who want a deeper dive into online learning. For parents, it is a lot to think about, and there are a lot of questions.
Good evening, Spokane Public Schools families.
Spokane Public Schools has been holding a series of webinars to help parents sort through all the changes, along with posting this guide and some FAQs online. But parents need to register by this Sunday, August 16th, if they want to enroll their kids in Spokane virtual learning for the year. And the next parent webinar is this Thursday at 6:30. It's focused on the distance learning model for elementary students. So just text the word meeting to 509-448-2000 for all the information you need to know. All right, let's talk weather now. It was noticeably cooler across the inland northwest today, and it's really going to cool off tonight. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us outside tonight. And Thomas, the heat, though, will make a comeback soon.
Oh, yeah. It is mid-August after all, so this bit of a cool down they're expecting tonight, just kind of a 1 or 2 evening night deal. In fact, it was a double cold front. Yesterday, we had that first cold front that delivered the drier air. This time, it just maintained the cloud cover that just sat on top of us almost all day today, except for right now. In fact, if I take another step forward, you can really see that the sunshine is making it into our outdoor weather center. Better better late than never for tonight. But unfortunately, temperature is only stuck in the 60s, especially out down towards the Palouse, and it never popped above 70 in Spokane either. But the sunshine is finally out there for this evening. Now, our 12-hour forecast, you can see that we got clear skies for the rest of the evening hours, which is great if anybody wants to do some stargazing, perhaps for the coming nights. But tonight's overnight lows, while may feel fall-like, summer not finished just yet, as we are getting closer to 100 degrees come next week. So a bit of a temperature whiplash in our forecast. All that is what I'm going to cover coming up in just a few minutes.
And I couldn't be prouder to be by his side, running to represent you, the people. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Running presidential candidate Joe Biden and Senator Kamala Harris making their first joint appearance today. Yesterday, Biden announced Harris as his running mate in an historic move. Today, Harris joined Biden in his hometown of Wilmington, Delaware, to officially launch that new Democratic ticket. Harris is the first black woman and the first South Asian American to be on a major party's presidential ticket.